Hello there everyone, this is Mark3 and welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program second launch. Yes, welcome back. And today I hope to get up a Dyson Sphere. Not the Dyson panels we've got going on in the background over there, no, a proper Dyson Sphere. Ignore the fact there are satellites scattered all over the place, please. Nothing happened, I quote-unquote promise. No, actually something did happen. It turns out if you put down a grid for a panel array and there's an attached node that's completed, it'll start collecting even if it's not bordered by the full grid, so that's interesting. But yeah, basically between last episode and this one I've done some things. I've actually programmed in a Dyson Sphere pattern to be built for this star. And that's basically ready to go as soon as we get things sorted out. But I thought I'd come here to show you the latest, greatest, quote-unquote, iteration of the filter system. As in, I've increased the buffer sizes to full stacks of small storage, and I've just been drawing in the resources from the home world that were left there, so this is what I'm doing here, as you can see. There's nothing major. I just set them to export, and then I set their limits to 0 so they won't restock themselves on the home planet. And then it's just exporting over here into another buffer stack over here. The problem is though that some of the stuff is overstacked really in the home world, so these buffers aren't big enough to keep everything running, and this thing will occasionally jam up depending on how much it tries to choke down. So I do have to come back and check on it a few times and all that stuff, but basically I'm overstocked on a lot of things that I'm not really likely to use that much. But still, I'll just leave this thing chugging away as we go on to our next little thingy. Which is, well, I was going to go back to 38 Cygni, get some more resources going down, but I think a quick hop over to Cache the One is probably a better idea, and install some more... install a couple more factories for producing the rockets, because if we're going to do that whole time-lapse thing I was talking about at the end of last time, it would be a good idea to get all that sorted out with a big stockpile of rockets as soon as possible. Plus, right now the actual storage is saturated, so... Oop. And that's been happening a few times lately, just bouncing off planets instead of landing. Come on. Bonk. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I'm just going to very quickly get some things sorted out as soon as I find the start of the production lines, which are over here somewhere. Back in a few moments. Oh, by the way, the Dyson Sphere isn't building up at all because I actually disabled all the rocket launchers. The rockets, you can't tell them to work on a certain layer, it'll work on all of them, so I tore them down. I'll rebuild that, and then when we're ready I will start feeding them rockets. At least that's my plan. Anyway, let's start about duplicating this little factory array. Okay, so I've got the thing I'm going to work out for the... why do I say work out? The thing I'm going to use for the launch system is this fiendish contraption just in front of me here. This is what 120 launch silos look like. Pretty chunky, honestly. And, oh, I don't have power over there, it seems. Okay, just add a little bit more power distribution to it. Small one here as well. And one over here. The lights are on. Okay, so all that. Moving on to a comment really quickly because it's related. Happy Hafer was asking about... one sec, let me find it. Beep, beep, boop. Come on, respond to me, please. There we go, right. So, Happy if you were asking about proliferation related to power production and stuff like that. So, here's how it tends to work. The proliferator can go either to a speed enhance or a production output multiplier. So that's what they do. But Happy was asking about, like, in terms of like power generation, like if I was doing if they proliferated batteries before putting them into a power charger, like empty batteries charged to full batteries, what would happen then? And it's the same deal with the Dyson shuttles, which is why I mentioned it here, and with the antimatter fuel rods, which I have loaded into my main reactor. If it's not because of a production output multiplier, then it turns into a speed boost. So in this case, the carrier rockets will be launched more quickly, which is why I'm mentioning it now. In terms of power being used by a power generator, it accelerates how quickly the power generator can actually output from the power source. Of course, it means it burns through the power source faster, but the generator does get extra capacity out of it. And with the batteries, it's the same kind of deal. It will accelerate how quickly they can charge from the power grid, but you don't get any extra free energy from it, unfortunately. It just means that you're actually draining more from the power grid because it's going at a faster charge rate, and then it'll output a charged battery sooner. But to be honest, I'm well beyond the point where I really want to be using power batteries as a power source, because honestly, I think deuterium fuel rods and then the antimatter fuel rods I've got right now, they are just flat out more powerful than these batteries actually are. The output rate is much higher, definitely. So, unfortunately, I'm beyond that point. But there you go. Proliferator, if it's been used by a thing, turns into a speed boost. Anyway, for that, we've got this set up. It's waiting on proliferators for the rocket launchers, but that depends on proliferator storage. For now, let's go ahead and get to our other big component today, the trip to 38 signaling. So, up. Come on. Claw for altitude, come on. Stop struggling, Icarus, you're better than this. There we go. Goodbye, Dyson Shell. We will see you again relatively soon. Bye. Well, this should be enough to be of help. We've got 4 assembly lines producing deuterium fuel rods and some extra titanium smelting, which unfortunately is not the material I actually need for these. I kind of forgot, but this actually uses the titanium alloy rather than titanium itself. Also, we are short on proliferators again because I keep forgetting to build a factory for those. The other thing of note here is I have knocked together a new diffractionator setup based on the one that I installed at Crap Miner, but slightly different. And optimistically arranged in terms of deuterium output, so those stackers probably not going to have much. I like diffractionators because they are 100% efficient, as in, like, every time they convert a hydrogen to a deuterium, it uses 1 hydrogen, as far as I can tell. Yeah, 1% just like produces a deuterium. But the other method, the particle collider method, that simply does a half ratio. So to find it. Ah, there it is, deuterium, right. Yeah, 1 to 1, 1% chance. Or guaranteed if I spend 2 to 1. So fractionators are also kind of bulky as well compared to the production rate, but it's like, yeah, it helps a little bit, you know. Also, I don't want that titanium ore. Oops, throw that away. I'm just going to go and install a couple more diffractionators on this planet to try and help with deuterium demands. It's going to be quick and easy though. And then we'll pay a visit to the other planet over here, the one which is dealing with carbon nanotubes and stuff like that. Where's my blueprints? Here's my blueprints. We want the diffractionator array blueprint, which, as you can see, it's kind of it's a very long one, honestly. But it's also built to fit into like a grid of 2, so it's like, yeah, unfortunately, it just can't fit this close because of the guns being in the way. Just have to mess it around a little bit. There will do. And I'll put another one out here because I ordered enough diffractionators to build 2 arrays. Just there, I think. Nope, a little bit further. There we go. What's it saying we're short of? Oh, stackers. Oddly enough. Okay. We're just short on stackers. Nothing a little import job won't hit. We could do with more conveyors as well, though. Well, here we are on the busy port of Tau Cygni 3, which I did as he mentioned at the end of last time. I went and reworked the production lines I've been laying in, and I'm just double checking things now. Graphene is doing A-OK. Hydrogen is being exported immediately to this over here, which is I mentioned a particle collider version, and this is an array doing just that, particle colliding hydrogen into deuterium, which is what's going fine. This and the diffractionator arrays I just built are all importing actively from gas giants, though, I would like to admit, so maybe some oil cracking would be a good idea at some point. I'm not entirely sure. So let's see how supplies are holding up with these guys. Okay, for the most part. Are you about to export when you hit 2,400? That's my big question. Yes, you export as soon as you hit it. Okay, so I could do with some more arrays doing that. As we saw, okay for graphene. So yeah, this is all ticking over kind of nicely, honestly. Just wait for that to go okay. Right. So I think my stop over here will be kind of brief. I'll just grab graphene, sorry, carbon nanotube production because I seem to have a shortage, and then move on because honestly I'm worried about how much time I have left to do the time lapse, really. I mean, that's the thing. The time lapse, I don't know how long it's going to take, but I've got a prior commitment which I'll need the computer for, so I don't want to interrupt in the middle of the time lapse and come back. It's like, who knows how long it's going to take. So just get that over there. I will save you as carbon, turn off caps lock, carbon nanotube. Yep, I will give you the blueprint picture for carbon nanotube production. Save. Then create a new blueprint. Here, copy. Here, new blueprint. Paste. Save. So a whole bunch of faffing around, then go back to my original root directory and delete. And there we have a new carbon nanotube thing which requires 160 chemical plants. Duly noted. Duly noted. Also, its length might be a slight issue as well if I'm looking at it here. Oh, that's just because it was of the tropic it was trying to build into. Right, that's okay. Wait, beep, beep. And it's saying something is wrong. Oh, there's a two mining complexes right in the middle of it. How inconvenient. Oh well, this is what we were talking about, bulldozer things. By the way, I would like to do a quick correction on what was mentioned last episode by Usamti Dan. I misunderstood what Dan was trying to say. You know, I'm going to build over here. Dan was trying to say about he does try to mine out the resources in a given world. It's just that he looks for a world which is naturally rich in the resources after, rather than just trying to develop everything, which is what I've started trying to do. It's like, I try to develop all the worlds I can get my grubby little hands on, because I'll use it all eventually. And it means I don't randomly spread to more systems as well, so it's like, I go to a place, I try and fully develop it for extraction, and then it's like, hey, this entire system is already doing its thing. Carbon nanotube blueprint. And I'll slap it down there. Da-da-da-da. Thing is going. Of course, it's complaining because it doesn't have enough of the chemical plants to actually do that. Also notice, by the way, the slowdown while this is active. I was dropping to 15 FPS there. Oof. Gotta watch that, and I think I'll put down one more for good measure, and then this will be it. Once I get this down, I'll go and start the time lapse. What are you complaining about? Once again, power and mining. So yeah, doing this on an active mining world is a slight drawback, but it's there is enough real estate space to try and do some of this stuff, so that's okay. Can I fit you in the middle here? Are you too wide? You are too wide. Chemical plant setups are kind of on the wide side. Sorry, they're not wide, they are stout. They are big bones. They are not causing problems at all, I guess. Oops. Okay. Now, final stage of this mass blueprinting thing, which I'm showing here because I've not really shown this that much before, is I check what I'm short of. 320 of these guys. So let's do an import of 300. I'm missing one shipment's worth of power poles. Jolly good. I am missing 270 inserters. I normally import like 1,000 or so of the inserters anyway, so that's okay. And 1,500 of these. I try to maintain like a stock of 3,000, so I'll import about 5,000. And this is my building supply chain in work. I have the blueprints down, I tell it what I want, and then it'll work to import the required materials from our starter system, which you can see is all flitting around. But look at this. Look at all the ships here, there, and everywhere. Ah, the galaxy is slowly getting busier. And a minute or so later, things are arriving, so once I've got the thing, I just hit clear, grab it, grab it, grab it, grab it. If I had everything I'd ordered, I'd just delete the logistics station and I'd get it all straight away. But as you can see, I've ordered in some logistics vessels as well. Stocking these two has taken the last of my supply, so I wanted to get that sorted out. And now it's a question of getting all of the blueprints and things down, so letting the drones do their thing. This is kind of why I'm working on drone engines, make my drones go faster. I have some upgrades in drones as well. I think these are among my most upgraded things, just so I can get this mass blueprint production thing going a bit more quickly. Though, of course, got to remember, having more drones out does cause some FPS issues as well. So, yeah, it's a bit of a trade-off, honestly. Then again, the worlds keep getting busier as I do more and more of this stuff. Have I got you? I've got you. Okay, right. Delete it. Yes. And there we go. Also, I can just fly around and let my drones do it that way. Though, gotta remember, this does mean the drones have to go a bit further to get back to me. So it's slightly less efficient. Anyway, moving on. Well, here we are, the moment we've all been waiting for. There's still no proliferators. Oh well. But it's time to get this thing on the road. So, let's grab this one through here. Let's grab this one. Nice timing, autosave. No, go away. Please and thank you. That one through there, and that one through there. Turnkey operation in place. And now we will start to see some launches going. Whoop, 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 whoop. And off they go. And so here we go, ladies and gents. One time lapse as the ships go and fly all over the place. Let's get a good view. Wish I could get rid of that, but I don't think I can. Follow rotation, sure. Lock North Pole, sure. Free to move. Unfortunately, that's going to be there the whole time, but you'll get to see the sphere going up. So, let there be a time lapse.
I don't understand. What do you want? You're just a machine. You're just a machine.
I think we're going to have to stop there, unfortunately. We seem to have a slight issue going on called Dyson swarm depletion. Probably noticing for a while now, but there's barely any satellites left in the Dyson swarm, and the sphere needs those to go up. So yeah, we've tapped out the available resources as it happens. So go back to the planet view. All the lovely rockets. Okay, how are you doing storage-wise? You are doing actually great. Limit up to 1,000, but I am going to cut lines and do my best to disable the swarm going up. But you can see like a lot of progress has been made, but we need to get more done. Yeah, we need more sats. Yeah, look up there. The satellites are being grabbed almost as soon as they're being deployed. So we need to get more sats up. So I'm going to pause the time lapse here as best I can and try and restock and replenish. This might wind up being in the next episode. No, actually, no, what? Yeah, I think yeah. The rest of the time lapse will be in the next episode after we've had a chance to restock and resupply between episodes, because we need more sats, definitely, way more sats. Doesn't help that sats are being used to make the Dyson sphere, the Dyson sphere components as well, so that's probably why they've been depleting so fast. But anyway, this has been Iron Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you guys have been enjoying the show, and I'm sorry for breaking the time lapse up there, but we have, as I said, run out of resources, so yeah. I just need to bleed these lines and get rid of all the rockets waiting to go. But yeah, see you all later. Right, don't start pulling rockets out, because there's a lot of them.